Welcome to Coach's Corner Cap fans. Thanks for joining me here on this Monday afternoon. We got some Monday night football today with our freshmen versus Versailles, and that should be a good battle. Their freshmen JVs are always a good team. So speaking of the younger guys, we had a good win for the JVs Saturday against New Bremen, 35-0. So we've made the end of the weekend good. The 7th and 8th graders both won last weekend against New Bremen, so as of right now, and this is we're proud about this and feel good about it. Our freshmen are 5-0 with a game tonight. JVs are 8-0 and 6-0, and the varsity's 8-0, so 19-0 right now. We feel good about that as we move into this week. And of course, as you know, if you're following us, we were going to have our two toughest games here with Versailles and Marion coming up. So I'll talk about those a little bit later here in a second. So let's review the New Bremen game. The final score was 35-21 on a blustery, even raining in the second half. Not hard, but enough to be annoying and really windy night. But good battle for us. It was a good game. A 4-quarter game. We had to fight through. I think we scored right at the end of the half to make it 14-7 on a good 2-minute drill by our guys. And so it was a close game. We did get it to 35-14 in the second half. We played really well, and they got a score with just about 2 minutes to go in the game to make it 35-21. But again, defense played really well. New Bremen did a good job. They had a receiver that had got moved to quarterback due to an injury, and he was a good runner, and they did some really good things formation-wise to get us outnumbered, and they had some good tight end wing kind of guys that had good matchups against some of our safeties that are good players but not big kids. So they did a pretty good job, and defensively or offensively for us. Again, we moved the ball really well, but we had a couple penalties again, and we threw 2 interceptions, which one was the receiver went right through his hands, and then the second one, the defender made a really good play and kind of snuck our quarterback with the way he was looking, and so he made a good play. We also fumbled a punt, which gave him their first touchdown, I guess, from about the 30-yard line and in. So those 3 turnovers, again, a little disappointing, or a lot disappointing, but overall a good win for us. Kicking game was again good. We didn't punt again, so that's good. We have a really good punter, but he hasn't really been able to showcase, I guess, his punting. So 35-21, which brings us to this week, which is Versailles. Versailles comes in at 7-1, and their only loss is to Marion, and it was 14-13, and Versailles missed a field goal and an extra point in that game. The field goal was kicked really well, but it was about a 38-yarder, I think, after watching it, and it hit the upright and just bounced straight back. But a really competitive game, and so Versailles, like I said, comes in 7-1. We had a great game against them last year. We won in overtime. They went for 2 in the overtime, and we stopped them. And so we won that game at Versailles. I think the score was 38-37, 35-34, I believe, something like that. But anyway, it was a great game. So really good, just a good high school football team with good high school football players, and one really good player. Their quarterback, safety, punt returner, kick returner. I think he's even on punt team and kickoff team. His name is Osborne. I guess his dad actually is a Coldwater guy, so maybe we should have him if his dad, I guess, would have stayed in Coldwater, but that's beside the point. But he's a really good. Last year he was a receiver and part-time quarterback in safety. This year he is the man running the show for him. They have another really good running back and a couple decent receivers. Defensively, they do a really good job of mixing it up between a 4-man front and a 3-man front. So that always gives us, it just makes it more difficult for the O-linemen for assignment-wise, protection-wise, and all those types of things. But the key is going to be, can we get 17 on the ground? He's a really good runner and an adequate passer, and So that'll be an interesting challenge for our guys defensively, and we feel like speed wise and quickness and things like that we match up okay, but we'll see what happens when we get out there and have to chase him around because he can make so many plays, and then of course, can we stop their power run game? They got us last year a little bit with some power run game. They have a running back that's about 195 pounds, I think, and so they do a good job. They've got it rolling. They won the state a couple years ago and had a good season last year, and so this is a really good matchup for us, and it's our last home game, so that's interesting for the seniors. Playoff for playoff purposes. Depending on what we do these last 2 weeks, will determine whether we get one home game, two home games, or maybe no home games if we would not win these two games. Our region is really good this year. It was good last year with lots of teams that are spread apart and they don't play each other, so not beating each other. So the playoff picture, is we're in the playoffs, but a little clouded about whether we get a home game or not. So looking forward to Versailles this weekend. Spotlight, I'm going to go to junior high coaches today. So the junior high guys have been around. They're all Coldwater grads, so that's a good thing. We've got five junior high guys working with us. Aaron Weigel is the he's been with us the longest, and he kind of runs the 7th and 8th grade program with the organization part of it, and he coaches the 8th graders with Matt Hamilton, and Matt's two sons play varsity for us, are on the team, and Austin is a starter, and Brady is a good special teams guy for us. So Aaron and Matt run the 8th grade team, and then Aaron Allig and Kyle Arns run the 7th grade team. Aaron is the D guy, and Kyle's the offensive guy, and then Brandon Holman is a volunteer who's helped us last several years. Brandon was on our 2015 undefeated team. He played guard for us, so it's really good to have a good O-line guy that knows what he's doing and really helps those young linemen. So really appreciate those guys, and again, they help out. Aaron Allig is our wrestling coach, and Matt helped with baseball last year, and Aaron has helped with several things over the year. Kyle is our head girls softball coach. So those guys are busy out of season also, and so we really appreciate the work that those guys do, and we know they're in good hands with those five guys. So our spotlight today, I'm jumping ahead of Ethan Thomas, and again I'm doubling up, but I'm going to go with Caden Gear and Bono, and those two guys. Braden Boniface is Bono 67, Caden Gear is number 61, and those two young guys are very similar as part of our team. They're both O&D linemen. For them, unfortunately, they don't get to play as much as I'm sure they would like. But they've been a great part of our scout teams and have had really good attitudes, and I so appreciate those guys. Come with a smile on their face and have bought into the let's do what we can do to help the team, and have good attitudes, positive guys, and are fun guys. And the reason I put those two together is that they play in a band together, and they played I forget where they played this past Saturday night. But they enjoy being part of a band with four other high school students, and they have a lot of fun with that, and so that's interesting. That, and they play several different of the local bars and things like that. So they're having a good time with that. So Caden and Bono much appreciate their attitude and effort as part of our senior group. So Friday night, Versailles is coming to town at 7 o'clock here in Cavalier Stadium, and should be an exciting game. Unfortunately, it looks like the weather might not be the greatest, but we'll deal with whatever we get, and hopefully it'll be a great game, and both teams stay healthy and move on to the Game 10 and to the playoffs.